Hello everyone, this is Maya Albanna. I am from Lebanon and I'm a 2022-2023 YES alumna, also known as the Kennedy-Lugar Youth Exchange and Study Program. I was hosted in the Summit, Missouri, and I will be sharing my experience with you as an exchange student in the US. Starting with the first question, what motivated you to become an exchange student? I want to be clear on something here. I did not even know that the idea of an exchange year or becoming an exchange student existed till I applied to the YES program. I did not know that a simple girl from a simple town in the middle of Lebanon can apply to such a great opportunity and get to spend an entire year in the US as a student. I did not know that I had the opportunity to attend an American high school, get to live with an American host family, and experience their lifestyle. I am someone who grew up watching American TV shows, movies, someone who loves to travel, who has always been passionate about meeting new people and discovering new cultures. If you are someone who shares these kind of passions, then definitely an exchange year is highly recommended for you. Next question, what was your first impression of your host country? Okay, I would say different. That was my first impression and my current impression of the United States. When I landed in the US, I was surprised by how friendly people were. I know it is common news to so many people, but for me, I had a different perspective or opinion about the Americans before I landed in the US. I was really surprised by how friendly they were. Other than that, different by terms of their lifestyle, different by terms of their educational systems, etc. I mean, it's all related to culture and the social factors and upbringing of every nation. Different does not mean wrong. It's simply different and it was interesting. And moving on to the third question, what cultural differences have surprised you the most? Oh my god, you're gonna laugh at me, but whenever I try to think of like shocking cultural differences, all I can think of are the silly things that I didn't even think of and had to get used to, like drinking tap water or having a food dispenser in our kitchen and silly stuff. I know they're silly, but I mean, these are things that I was not used to in my home country and I had to get used to. Moving on to the fourth question, how has this experience changed your perspective on the world? I love this question. Change is inevitable, especially in terms of perspective. I mean, our perspective changes constantly, and the more we talk to people, the more we discover about different countries and cultures, the more this perspective will always be changed. My case would probably align with so many of you watching. We grew up in a small town or in a small village or etc. Even if you are in a city, you are still in a certain place in a certain country with a certain community that shares somehow the same mindset and values. So it feels like you are living in a box. And when you actually get to travel and live abroad, you feel like, yeah, you're kind of free of that box and you start seeing the world differently. You start seeing that the world is so much more than what we have learned. And when you get to experience that and when you get to live abroad, you truly find out that you see everything from a wider scope and you see everything more clearly. As a former exchange student or an upcoming one, you have become or will become a global citizen. By global citizen, I mean that you are now connected to a wider circle of people, and you will discover that as huge and as vast as different this world is, we are actually all connected. We are connected by the values we share and by the global responsibility we now have, especially as exchange students. Because eventually, without even realizing it, you have become more aware of the issues around you, and you will eventually also have this drive to change and to always be on the look for what is happening and to try to help. So it's all just part of this process. It's part of becoming an exchange student, and it's for me the most beautiful part to really connect to this much people and be more aware, self-aware, and aware of everything around you. So for me, not only a change of perspective, but an eye-opening experience to actually live abroad, to see how different people act and think, and to become part of that process, to become part of this huge experience. What's been the biggest challenge you faced during your exchange year? I mean, after 2 years of my exchange year, I think all that's left with me now are the good memories, the people I met, etc. So I don't really recall any hard or challenging moments. It was again just rather part of the process. Mostly trying to be as patient as possible. I mean, as an exchange student, there are so many times that you will have to be as patient and as understanding as possible, and you always have to remind yourself that you are now in a new setting with new people, And if your case is similar to mine, I was in a school with 7 other international students. So you can imagine the cultural mess, the international mess that was going on, but it was fun. So you have to be patient, you have to re-explain yourself several times, and you have to be always aware and understanding. So all of these really do take some effort and energy. So I would say that was a little challenging. Again, part of the process. Other than that, maybe when I was volunteering, I got about 200 plus hours of volunteering done. So trying to balance that with school and my after school activities was kind of intense sometimes, but really fun. I don't regret it. I mean, I tried so many sports, including track and field, archery, bowling, and so many other things. So getting to my extracurricular activities done right after school and then going right after that to get my volunteering hours done was really hectic at some point. But I met a lot of people. I experienced new things. I said yes to new experiences, and that's all that really mattered. So I don't regret it. I hope that you experience new things and you get out of your comfort zone because you are there for a certain amount of time, and try to get as many memories and as many experiences as possible in that year or that time you are staying abroad. Moving on to the next question. Can you share a memorable or funny experience you've had? I've had, oh my god, so many fun and memorable experiences. I'm gonna list a few because there's a lot. The first one that comes to my mind is attending the civics education workshop. As a Yes or Flex alumni, you get the opportunity to attend a civics education workshop in Washington, D.C., where you get to meet with senators and important people. You get to learn more about civics and politics. You get to visit the Capitol Hill, have meetings there, as well as museums and stuff. As someone who has a huge passion for art, I was definitely so happy to visit this much museums in 1 month. I would say the civics education workshop was the highlight of my exchange year. I enjoyed it so much. I met so many people from countries literally all around the world. I mean, there were more than 30 countries in one room. Another memory was getting to deliver the graduation speech. In my case, I was assigned as a senior in my high school, so I was selected to give the commencement or graduation speech on graduation day. Standing on stage and delivering that speech as the first ever exchange student to do so in that school was really a proud moment, I would say, especially that there were a lot of people there, almost 400 graduating students, and let alone their families watching, etc. So it was really a proud moment. And lastly, getting to spend my 16th birthday in Chicago. I would say it's my favorite and will always be my favorite birthday. That was a surprise for my host family. We got to spend the entire day there, saw some more museums, and just really had a great time touring the entire city. I think 3 moments are enough. I don't want to talk a lot. Moving on, how do you stay connected with your home country while embracing your host culture? That's an interesting question. 2 things I would say are really important to always keep in mind and to go by. Trying to always find middle ground and communication. As an exchange student, you do need these two a lot in a lot of occasions. Your home country and your old life will always be waiting for you. Your friends and family will be always waiting for you when you come back. But what is required from you now as an exchange student is to live your current life, is to try to experience your exchange year to the fullest. I know it's gonna get hard sometimes. I know you're gonna feel homesick so many times. It's all part of the process. Communicate with your parents. Let them know that you have certain calling hours or certain times that you can contact them to update them on your life and to get updates from them, but don't let that consume you. And I'm pretty sure your friends and family will be understanding, and they will want you to be happy, and they will want you to be experiencing your exchange year to the fullest. Okay, one last question. How has living abroad impacted your future goals and career aspirations? I wouldn't say it changed them, but it rather enhanced them. During my exchange year, I got to choose my own courses, which is something I was so glad that I got to do, and it all refers back to how different the educational system in the US is from my country. So getting to choose my own courses, getting to choose my courses based on my passions was really interesting and good for me. It gave me a wider look and a more deep look on what I really want to do in life, what I'm passionate about, and what career I want to choose. I mean, I took courses in psychology, ceramics, and government, politics, etc. So these were all courses that I took based on my passions, and they really helped me now, after 2 years, to discover what I am really passionate about and what I want to major in. Currently, I'm majoring in psychology and marketing. So many side hustles and an art business and several stuff going on. So if it wasn't for the courses I took in the US and if it wasn't for the experiences, I wouldn't have been so sure that this is the career I aspire and this is where I belong. So this is how it impacted my future goals and career aspirations, and I hope it does you too some good. That was the end of the first part of the video. We will be now moving to me giving you advice as much as I could based on my own experience and telling you more about my own program. As mentioned before, my program is the YES program. It is open for certain countries, mostly the Muslim populated countries, so you have to check if your country is listed on their website. If not, I have two other programs for you. Flex program, mostly for European countries, and Yes Abroad for US citizens wanting to study abroad in countries like Germany or France. It's all on their website. All you have to do is give it a quick search. And the good news is that they are all fully funded by the US Department of State, or at least the US program, the program I was with, was fully funded, and I was given a certain amount every month to spend on my personal expenses. I'm not sure if it's the same for Yes Abroad and Flex, but I would suppose so. So again, just do some research and check it out. Moving on to the advice I have to give you, I want to start strong with the quote I went by before going to the US and the quote I still go by every day, every single day. Different does not mean wrong, it's simply different. So always be open, go with an open eye, be understanding, because you're gonna meet a lot of people, I guarantee. So every person comes from a different background, a different culture, so be understanding. Other than that, I would say always keep in mind that change is inevitable, so always be open for change. Traveling abroad is not an easy step, but it is a life-changing one. Embrace it, embrace the good and the hard moments in it, because you will learn a lot, you will meet a lot of people, and you will create so many beautiful memories if you allow yourself to. Just be really easygoing, accept everything, and know that everything happens for a reason. Everything is meant to happen the way it happens. Don't get too caught up in your old life, in your home country. Don't let it consume you. Focus on your current life, focus on creating memories. I know that you will feel homesick sometimes and you will feel like you're missing out on gatherings, on family gatherings, on friends, etc. But know that they will be waiting for you, and actually what they will be looking forward to, probably more than you, are the memories you're gonna tell them, are the memories you're gonna pack, are the stories you're gonna share, and the experiences you're gonna tell them, the people you're gonna meet, the friends you're gonna create, your connections and the bonds you create with your host family, with your friends, the connections. All of these are really important, and this is all what you're gonna be left with after your exchange year. So truly try to live it to the fullest, be it homesickness, be it cultural shocks. It's all part of the process. Just keep pushing through, and trust me, you won't regret it, because it's truly a life-changing experience. That was all. I really hope it was helpful. I'm always here to help you with anything you might need. You can always find me on Instagram at Maya Abanna. I would be more than happy to listen to your problems, your stories, or basically just you ranting about your exchange here. I'm always happy to help, and bisous.